Before you spend a single dollar on your dropshipping business, watch this video. Because here's what I've learned after doing this for nearly 2 decades and helping thousands of people build their own stores. The number one thing that stops people from starting is not the technology. It isn't the learning curve. It is the money. People want to know, how much is it actually going to cost me? And I mean actually. I'm not going to give you some vague "it depends" answer. I'm going to give you real numbers. In this video right here, right now, I'm going to break down every single cost involved in starting your own high-ticket dropshipping store in 2026. I'm going to give you the exact dollar amounts, tell you the essentials versus what's optional, and by the end, you will know exactly what kind of budget you need, and more importantly, when you can realistically expect that investment to start coming back to you. If you're someone who's been thinking about starting an online business, but the cost has been what's holding you back, this video is for you. No hype, just honest numbers. If you don't know me, my name is Anton Kraley, and I've been building and teaching high-ticket dropshipping since 2007. So let's get into the real costs. Before I give you the breakdown, I want to tell you why this matters so much. We recently surveyed Dropship Lifestyle members. These are real people inside our community who took the leap. And when we asked them what almost stopped them from starting, the number one answer was cost. Not the learning curve, not the technology, the money. Building a real business requires a real investment. Okay, let's go through every cost one by one. I'm going to organize this into 3 categories. First, what you need to get your store live, then what you need to start getting traffic, and finally, what is optional but helpful. Your store runs on Shopify. Their basic plan is $39 a month. That is your storefront, it's your shopping cart, it's your checkout, they handle your payment processing, literally everything you need to accept orders from customers. Shopify also has a free trial, so you can get your store set up before you even pay them anything. Your domain name is your web address, yourstore.com. This costs about $15 per year. You can buy it directly through Shopify, which is what I recommend, or you can use any other domain name registrar like Google or Namecheap or GoDaddy. It is a one-time annual cost. Again, $15. Your theme is the design template for your store. Shopify offers free themes that literally are more than fine for just getting started. And if you want a premium theme with more customization, and I would recommend that eventually, you're looking at between like $180 to $350 as a one-time purchase. But this is very important. You do not need to spend that on day one. Start free, then upgrade later. And if you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle, just use Manhattan. If you don't know, that is a theme that we built, my own developers, specifically for high-ticket dropshipping, and a link to download the newest version is available inside your members area. While not necessary, I highly recommend you form a legal business entity. In most states, you can register an LLC for somewhere between $50 and $500, depending on where you live. So some states like Wyoming and New Mexico are on the very low end. And then you could probably guess, states like California are higher. This is just a one-time cost, and it's something that really does help you become a legitimate business, not just a drop shipper doing business as theirself. So I do recommend you take this on. There are a handful of Shopify apps that I recommend for running your store. Things like getting a business phone number, an app for collecting and displaying reviews on your site, plus a few others. Combined, you're looking at between $10 to $30 a month in fees for these. Some have free tiers to start with, and you can get the paid versions as you grow. So let's add that up. To get your store live and ready to sell, you're looking at roughly $100 to $600. And this is mostly dependent on your state and how much it costs to form a business entity there. And that's really it. That's your store, live on the internet, ready to sell products. Having a store without traffic is like opening a store in the middle of nowhere with no sign out front. So let's talk about what it actually costs to get people to find you who want your products. For a high-ticket dropshipping store built on the Dropship Lifestyle model, Google Ads is your primary traffic source. Specifically, Google Shopping Ads. These put your products directly in front of the people who are already searching for what it is you sell. That is the beauty of this model. You're not trying to interrupt someone's day while they're scrolling their phone with an ad. You're showing up when they're already looking to buy. Now, I recommend starting with a budget of between $300 and $900 per month for Google Ads. That's between $10 and $30 a day. Now, I know that can sound like a lot, But remember, when your average order value is around $1,000 and your net profit per sale is about $300, if your ads literally bring in 1 or 2 sales in the first month, the budget has already more than paid for itself. In addition to paid ads, you should also be working on free organic traffic, meaning SEO, content, posting on social. This doesn't cost you any money, but it does cost time, and it's slower to build. Think of this as your long-term traffic engine that supplements your paid ads. So if you're working between 5 and 10 hours a week on your store, which is realistic for most people with full-time jobs, you can absolutely handle both the store management and some basic content creation. I'm going to be upfront about this because I think transparency is more important than a sales pitch. Our program, Dropship Lifestyle, as you probably know, it is a paid training program. It walks you through every step of the process. This is from niche selection to supplier outreach, to building your store, to getting traffic, to optimizing for conversions. And we include tools, software, templates, and a community of people doing this alongside you. I'm not going to quote a price here because we have different options and payment plans available, but I will say education is an investment that shortens your timeline dramatically. You can figure this all out on your own for free, but figuring it out on your own typically takes years and costs more in mistakes than the training ever would have. We also offer optional services like done-for-you store builds. We have done-for-you content marketing. We even offer one-on-one coaching. These are in no way required. Plenty of people build everything themselves just using our training. But if you want to accelerate the process of the tech side, if that feels overwhelming, just know these options do exist for you. You can also go out and get a professional logo from platforms like Fiverr or Upwork for maybe $20 up to a few $100s. It's nice to have, but it is not essential on day one. Your store success is going to come down to choosing the right niche, getting approved by the right brands, and getting the right traffic. It is not going to be about having the perfect logo. Now, let me tell you what you don't need, because this is where a lot of people's anxiety really comes from. They're comparing this to other types of businesses and simply assuming costs that do not apply here. You don't need inventory. That's the whole point of dropshipping. When your customer orders, you purchase the product from the brand and they ship it directly to the customer. You never hold product, you never pay for product until you sell it. You do not need a warehouse or an office. You're running this from your kitchen table, your home office, or wherever you have a laptop and an internet connection. You don't need employees. This is a one-person business until you choose to grow. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need to quit your job. The majority of our members build their stores while working full-time. 5 to 10 hours a week is enough to make real progress. Okay, so let's add this up. In your first month, including getting your store live and starting to run ads, you're looking at roughly a $400 budget for what I would call a minimum viable business. Now, for my recommended budget, with your full ads running at $30 a day, you're looking at about $1,000. Now, I want to put that in perspective because I think context matters. A restaurant franchise costs between $250,000 to $500,000 or more. A brick and mortar retail store, that'll be $50,000 to $150,000 between a lease, a build out, and inventory. Even a food truck, you're going to spend between $50,000 and $100,000. Here, you're starting a legitimate online business that can generate $300 in profit from a single sale for under $1,000 all in, and your ongoing costs after that first month are mainly your Shopify subscription, your apps, and your ad spend. There's no rent, there's no payroll, there's no cost of goods sitting in a warehouse depreciating somewhere. Here's the part most people don't think about until it happens to them. Let's say you get your first store live. You get approved with suppliers, you turn on your ads, and your first month or two, you get a first sale coming through. A customer buys a product from your store for $1,000. The brand ships it directly to them. After all your costs, the product cost, the transaction fees, the shipping, you net about $300. That single sale just covered most of your monthly operating costs. Now, imagine you get 2 sales a day. That's $600 a day in profit, $18,000 a month in money you get to keep from a business that you started for well under $2,000, running it from your home, from a coffee shop, wherever you are on your schedule. I talk to people in our community every single day who started in the exact position you might be in right now, working full-time, worried about the investment, wondering if this is real or just another thing that sounds too good to be true on the internet. And many of them will tell you the same exact thing. The cost of starting wasn't what held them back. It was the cost of waiting. Because every month you're thinking about it and not doing it is a month you could have been building something that gives you back your time. And that's what this is really about. It's not about the cost of a Shopify subscription or your ad budget. It's about what's on the other side of it. It's not about being tied to someone else's schedule. It's about building something that is yours, something you can pass down to your family, something that means your days aren't over just because the world says they should be. If you want to see the full process, how to pick a niche, find suppliers, build your store, and get your first sale, I host a free training webinar where I walk you through everything step by step. It is completely free, no credit card required. The link to register will be at the top of the description below. I run it regularly, so just pick a time that fits your schedule. And one more thing, if you have a question about whether this is realistic for your specific situation, your budget, your time, your background, drop it in the comments below because I really do read every single one, and I'll do my best to give you a straight answer. Also, subscribe if you haven't. I'm putting out new videos every week with real information about building a real business. No rented Lambos here, no fake screenshots, just what actually works. I'll see you in the next one.